Like 1.5 hours, something like that one, right?
No, not that was the cartoons because the ones that were on TV that time for a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
老夫子 cartoon.
Yeah.
I remember watching on the VHS tape lah.
Oh.
Those were the era lah.
Okay, that one I don't remember watching that one.
Oh, okay. I don't know whether they put on TV or not. I haven't seen on TV, but it's a tape for me. And they were good. They were like, those childhood things that you can just replay multiple times.
Yeah.
But there's one thing, in those kind of cartoons that I never got the answer ever. You know how they brand toilets as WC, right?
Yeah.
I have never known why it's WC.
It's called water closet. That's what WC stands for. I think it's a Chinese thing.
Even if you translate it, it doesn't make sense.
I think it's not a Malaysian Chinese thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is either a mainland China or Taiwanese or Hong Kong kind of slang.
So if I talk to a Hong Kong,
yeah, they say WC one. They say WC.
If I type let's say I write WhatsApp to them, I say WC. They get it lah.
Yeah.
Even now,
they should, because I know last time when I was even in Malaysia school, Chinese school, they know what WC is one.
Oh
yeah.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Malaysia school.
Yeah, Malaysia school.
The Chinese boys.
Yeah, they know what WC is.
Wow. How come I never know one?
I don't know. Maybe I was in Malacca, so I got hear that they know what WC is. Yeah. Then the Chinese the more Chinese educated speaking Chinese one. So yeah.
Do you use WC?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I don't use WC.
I know it's Chinese ad because the English ad they don't call it that.
Right, we just call toilet.
Toilet, yeah. Or they'll say the more Malaysian Chinese version which is 厕所.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they just call it that. But somehow water closet WC. That's what they.
Doesn't American use WC as well?
Actually, I'm not sure, but I know among the people, the groups of friends that I know, is only the Chinese and Chinese educated. Like they go to the private Chinese schools or those like more, and then because primary school I went to this school called York Bin, and this is Chinese ad one.
And their signs are WC.
No, their signs are not WC.
Okay, signs toilet lah.
Signs is toilet or 厕所 in Malaysia, but they know what WC is.
Wow.
Yeah. So apparently it's like that.
I need to ask like Xiaoma does he know WC?
You should ask whether it's from them. But I'm not sure very where it's from, but I know it is not exactly Malaysian one. Yeah.
Wow. It's definitely not Malaysian lah, guys. I don't know where it came from.
Lao Fu Zi also is not Malaysian. So.
Yeah, Lao Fu Zi is Hong Kong.
I think it's Hong Kong because he has that vibe there.
Oh yeah. I mean the storylines also are more Hong Kong's vibe storylines.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome to Podcast Tak Berlesen. That's always our cold opening. Yep. And we are in our new episode. So today's episode is going to be something happened of recent lah. Yeah, so just to give a bit of a background. So on the 14th of January, the Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri Malaysia, LHDN, which is the Inland Revenue Board lah, some places would call it that way, has made its position clear that both cash income and non-cash rewards received by influencers and digital content creators will be within the scope of tax reporting. So this has, of course, brought up a lot of conversation around people who are doing this, especially, right? And there's a lot of questions around it. So what's your take about this overall?
I think that people who do content creation, digital creators and all, they do earn income, it is legally they should report it every year, and I think it is like in the end of the day, whatever tax that we pay, it does go back to helping to develop the country and so on. So then it's definitely something that I feel is really, I would say, right move in terms of two things. One, digital creators, I think not just in Malaysia but more and more throughout the world, people are using very heavily, they call it influencers, KOLs, whatever you call it, right? Yeah, you got to be a huge part of any kind of marketing or promotions that are going on out there. And now you have stuff like you just do live commerce, right? You just sell on TikTok shop and so on. Then that's going to be huge. So then it's going to be something that contributes back. Then on the other hand, like I think also they find it a lot more clearer this time around, right? Because last time it was a bit more vague. So yeah, I mean, you yourself, content creator, you're like been the past few years, like how does it affect you?
Yeah, I have income through content creation, and I have income through other things that I do, so teaching and whatever, lah, right?
Yeah.
But we just focus on the content creation part, lah. So I 100% agree that whatever income that you get needs to be declared, right? And I think this is the misconception of a lot of people out there, especially those who work freelance in esports or in events and all that. I just want to give a bit of sharing of some of the things that I've heard before I go through more about my thoughts about this, lah. So remember, there were a few rounds where the government says that, okay, those below a certain income bracket, they will give monetary handouts, right? Whether it's through e-wallets or vouchers, depending on which scheme they choose to at that time, lah. So there was that one time I remember when they were giving out through e-wallets directly to those who are in a certain income bracket. And then I had some people who work in freelance esports. They come to me and then they're like, we had this conversation around like, oh, why aren't they not getting? Because those who just purely work freelance, I mean, we know that sometimes the income bracket is not that much, lah.
Yeah.
It's just maybe okay.
Yeah.
So just to give, so the range is pretty big also, right? It can go as low as maybe even $50 a day, $100 a day, $200 a day, depending on what you do and depending on how big the event is, the budget and all that.
Yeah.
So that's just to give an idea of what the income. But it can also go as high as, I don't know, if you are really, really solid and very important in that project, maybe $1,000 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
Possible.
Yeah.
Or maybe even more.
Sometimes even more, like 5 figures.
Correct.
It's not unheard of, right?
Correct. Five figures for and then to run an entire project is not unheard of as well.
Yeah.
So the range is actually quite big. But those who I had this conversation around was those in the lower income bracket one, right? So they were saying that, hey, why did they not get those, right? So when I asked, like, okay, have you ever declared your income tax? So these are people who either their entire life they work these kind of freelance jobs, or they just this is their main income basically. And then they say, no, because my income rate is very small. So why should I declare my tax, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is where the misconception comes.
I think it's really normal, right? Like I think even by myself, I've been working for a while now, but back in when I just started, same sentiment, it's like usually I think the income bracket where you start to get taxed is about 25 to 30,000 a year. Right, that's about it. And a lot more what happens is that most people, it's not right. I'm not encouraging it, but they don't declare. And then because like their income after going in for deductions and everything wouldn't fall within taxable amount anyway, right? And this was before like the implementation of like PCB happened, right? Because there's automatic deductions. So then what happens now is you're more encouraged, because if you do file your tax, and then what happens is that you might find that because of PCB is happening, the government actually will pay you back because you're overpaying already. Because of certain allowances that you are given.
Yep, the subsidies and all that.
Yeah. But you need to report and file your tax first. Otherwise, you're not entitled to any of that. And then, right. So then, like, I think many people, if not most people who started in the workforce, they are guilty of this, right? They have this mentality. Then, I think like, then in the end, they're just not entitled for all these other benefits that are rolled out along the way, right? Because I think in the end, it's like how the government can probably best assess whether you are eligible is to see, your tax filing. Because that tells more or less the whole story of, how much you're earning, what kind of help you are eligible for, and so on. Right.
Correct.
So yeah.
Yeah, if you work in a big company, basically all that is sorted for you because there will be a finance team that will help you to do your PCBs, your EPFs and whatever, and you will get a EA form at the end of the year lah, to tell you your overall income, and then you can do your personal filing from there, which is very straightforward.
Yeah.
But if you work as a freelancer, you are normally, nobody helps you to do all these,
Right.
right? You just take your money and then you just go, you do whatever with it.
Right.
As simple as that.
Right.
So the misconception with that group of people that I was having this conversation with is that, because I only earn this amount in a year, is in their mind is like, I didn't hit that certain bracket, so why should I declare in the first place?
Yeah.
But everybody must declare. Whether you actually are taxed after that is a separate story. And I remember back then my mom, she was doing her taxes and it was all very manual. It's paper, calculator out, all that.
Yeah.
But now it's all online.
Yeah.
You key in all your base information, it's calculated for you.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more easier nowadays.
They even explain to you like this category, what it means and so on, you know. Last time is like, let's say there's this category which you can claim for, if I remember, it's like about insurance that you pay. But then you're not sure which actually falls within it. And nowadays, e-filing, they literally tell you what falls within it. So you can just, put it straight in.
Correct.
Right? So yeah.
Actually, I find now calculation system-wise is actually very easy already. It's really, really easy. So, so with them not having this exposure and knowledge, so what they end up doing is that they don't file their taxes, they don't declare, and then when the bantuan comes in based on the data that the government has collected, the data don't know that they are earning this much and they are eligible. When in their mind they thought they are, but now just to put it on the table, if you don't show that you're eligible, how do you expect people to know that you're eligible? Logically.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, you have also obviously hired a lot of freelancers to do your events and all that. Has it ever come across your mind that maybe they should be exposed or something like that?
I think that, definitely when it comes to tax filing, everybody is just having that conversation of like, okay, it's time to do tax and so on, right? And usually it's about, I think, it's getting to that time of the year again, right? It's like it's about March, April between
Q1 every year.
It's always that period, right? So then I think like, definitely everybody really needs to, there's this awareness that needs to be there. Because, and I know that, especially for people who have just started filing tax, it's definitely going to be seen as, oh no, I reached this amount and then now I need to pay some tax because, maybe I need to cut some stuff. But you might be surprised there are actually a lot of things that the government subsidizes. Like you can claim for, you want to buy a new like electronic stuff, gadgets here and there. They give subsidies and all these things. And end up, right, if you are wise with your expenditure, I would say, you actually might end up getting money from the government instead, to be very honest. So like, let's say you're a freelancer, especially like you want to report like any kind of stuff that you hit about, average 2,000-3,000 a month. Then like that's where you start to think, hey, do I do this? And then but you in the end going along, right, you also buy equipment, maybe you buy certain courses that you attend here and there. Those things might be able to actually be put in to your tax filing. And in the end, one, the government is clear about what you have there, and then also you can get all these additional benefits that come along and roll out as well. If you don't have that, then, well, that's it, right?
So when those bonuses that come in, come in, then you cannot blame anyone if suddenly you don't receive it. You only have yourself to blame if you ask me. The rule of thumb is simple as that. Whatever income that you get, you should file it. Whether you need to pay for tax or not is a separate conversation altogether. And that one we probably need to talk to a tax expert lah. But generally that's the rule of thumb lah.
So I think one thing that's very interesting about this time actually is they clarified about, okay, if you earn anything monetary, you should is you should report it in your tax. It's
Yep.
taxable, right? Great. That one's very clear cut right now. Any income you get, be it royalties, anything such, you should report.
You get sponsored. You become brand ambassadors, and people pay
Yeah.
you exclusivity and all that.
Basically, you earn money, it's financial amount, you need to report it.
Very straightforward.
Yeah. The one not so straightforward is the gifts one. Right.
And I
right.
think that's the center of a lot of conversation now.
Yeah. So I think when we were talking about it briefly, also we were like, oh, how are they going to evaluate that? Right. So for based on what I know, I might be wrong, but let's say you win lottery in Malaysia, it's counted as a gift. So but then there'll be tax on that. But lottery is a very concrete number there, right? So you know exactly how much you won, then you can get taxed by it, you can report. But let's say you're a content creator, like you're sponsored by Acer, right? So then let's say they give you a laptop, but it might be market value X amount, right? Maybe 10,000. But to you it's free and you didn't receive any money from it. Then how are they going to go about it, right? Then,
Exactly.
Yeah, then even yourself you'll be like, how do I look at this?
Correct. Obviously, I represent the brand of Acer as a personality, and they do give me an exclusivity monetary deal lah, which is understandable, like what you said, clear cut.
Yeah.
But along the way, sometimes, hey, we'll hand you a laptop or we hand you this gadget, that gadget, whatever.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Yeah.
So how do we count that, right?
Yeah.
Even if we want to count, what do we count from? Market value?
Yeah.
Or do we count at the base price of it? The cost price of it? Or where do we start?
Because even in tech, there are so many different things. Like there's how much the retail price is in the end of the day. In the shop, how much you buy it for. Then there's the distributor price, and then there's and so on and so on. So then, like you say, even if you want to value that, and which one do you go towards? And I think maybe also another important thing is that what if that gift, right, you receive it? Sure, I think there are some creators that are well off enough financially to actually pay tax for that. No issue. But what if it's not? And then it seems like it might be kind of burdening them instead, right? For example, let's say this gig, they go. There's plenty of, I think, like micro nano influencers out there that they really support these brands. They go to the events and so on. They get door gifts, they get this here and there. Then who knows, they win a lucky draw, right? They get a laptop. Then what? Right? That technically they are a creator. Technically that's counted as a gift to them as well. Then let's say it's like 10. This is this epic PC that they win. And those epic PCs can go like 20-30K, right? Easily. What if, right? So and then this person might just be like fresh out of college. What then? It's like, how do you even tax? Then I think the other question is, should you tax them?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Should you tax them?
Correct. And then if you're putting that as a example, right? So let's say, okay, I as a content creator am invited to this event, and then I won a lucky draw and it happened to be like a epic PC.
Yeah.
But what if like I am a normal person, also got an email that says, hey, we invite you to come.
Yeah.
Oh, cool event. I come. I win an epic PC.
Yeah.
What's the difference there?
Yeah. How do you determine? But sometimes like you're not invited as a content creator, but you're invited as a personal invitation. Like, someone asks you to just come and join this event.
Like, hey, come support my event.
Yeah. Then you win that, but sure, publicly you're known as a cloud, but you weren't invited as a cloud.
So I went there as just anyone else, right? Basically
like,
right?
You're not representing your company, you're not representing your persona, it's just you.
Yeah.
Right. So does it count?
Yeah. So I put out another one also. What if it's a door gift?
Oh, that one.
Everybody gets something.
Yeah, that's the thing. Always just goodie bags and stuff like that. Right. Yeah.
And we have got goodie bags that are pretty not bad before lah, right, Lin? We got goodie bags that are macam when you open it's pretty nice, right? Yeah. Not all goodie bags are just like flyers for you. There are some goodie bags that are pretty solid lah.
Yeah.
So and everybody gets it. So is that taxable also?
I'm curious because I think like there are some laws. Wait, I'm not sure whether it's a law, but I know there are some company policies that are enforced where
Okay.
they cannot receive gifts because of they are afraid that is in under like bribery and so on. Right. So it is a legitimate concern because there are a lot of cases where people are sent these special gifts or bribes, just to win contracts and so on. Right. So it's sure legitimate concern. But if you're good as a like even a content creator, right? That dog gift like it's just a gift. Like
It's a thanks for coming.
yeah, it's a thanks for coming. It's like you cannot even put it in terms of like, all this bribery stuff or whatever. Also, it's like it's a gift.
Correct.
The guy who always won the giveaway, he's going to pay.
Oh yeah, you know. Yeah.
And you know some people who always win one, right?
Yeah, always that guy. Every event he will win.
God. Hey, maybe this is why they do it lah. Maybe,
For those people, please.
yeah lah. Because those people, I think it's rigged one lah. That one confirmed rigged one.
Yeah.
You see lah, you do all this now the LHDN come after us already.
Yeah, they cannot target one person, right? They have to like blanket
need
it.
to be fair, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness! But on your point, right, that you were mentioning about the what was that point again?
It's like with the bribery or this kind of things.
Yeah.
It's not law, but it's company policy. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I understand that part because let's say if you're in the company and you deal with vendors especially, right?
Yeah.
You want to avoid hanky-panky things happening.
Yeah.
You open tender, but because this vendor keeps giving you Chinese New Year hamper every year, something like that, and then even though he's not so good vendor, you just go with it.
Yeah.
Those kind of favors. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of, especially the more sensitive the industry is, the more tighter it is. I know in financial industries, they are super sensitive in that. Banks or digital banks and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, they must declare. I know Singapore government is very strict with that.
Oh.
Because I think it was somewhere last year or the year before, I kind of like followed this news of one of the ministers, the one that approves F1 in Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just cut the long story short long story short is that basically there are people that are from the F1 side okay, I wouldn't want to say who or whether it's a vendor or what. I just blanket it first. That gave this minister let's say a gift to watch F1 in Dubai, right? I may not get the facts right because it's been a while, but roughly it's like that. And then after that, in Singapore, they are very strict on all this just because like, it's not even like money. It's just like, hey, here's a ticket to watch F1 in Dubai, right? And then he got charged for it. Because government, when you sign off contracts like that, it is big contracts, so you don't want those kind of conflicts.
Yeah. I know even in like some corporates in Malaysia, the big ones, also especially like telcos, they also don't accept it. It's like they tell you like don't send me stuff, because I under MCMC and so on. It's more like company policy. They don't want to have any suspicion of any of that happening.
Yep. And I know that sometimes they put a cap like, okay, if it's below X amount, it's okay. Above that, then it's like, sorry, cannot.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah. So why I brought it up was I'm curious because like gifts, I think firstly is, let's say you're given a dog gift or whatever it is, right? And then would it, let's say you want to report it, right? Let's say LHDN wants content creators to like document this thing, and whether it's taxed or not or how they categorize, I think we will find out later. When there is more clarity towards that. But will it be a case where these gifts, if they are not like direct monetary given to you, kind of thing, you just need to keep a record of it. Because I think it's fair. I think those companies also, when you receive gifts, you need to report it and so on. Just for a transparency sake. So maybe they will roll out something like the gift that you receive, the ones that you can know of, notable ones, then you list it down so that they know. And then so that maybe they need to check with like, because they'll check with the company or whoever who gave you that gift. But they will say, oh, I gave this, it's written off, there's also write off on their end, and then give it to you. Then they will counter check with your end and so on. And maybe they just want you to keep a record of that.
Yeah, I think
You know?
what you're bringing out is a process that would make sense also. But if I were to like put in the devil's advocate to that process, right? So as a content creator, sometimes we receive gifts that has no obligation.
Yeah.
And sometimes we receive gifts that they say, hey, you do a posting for me lah.
Yeah.
So then the no obligation one, obviously, like I won't get anything, no views, no affiliates, whatever.
Yeah.
The one that says, I might get affiliate, whatever. If they pay me for the post, again, it's quite straightforward.
Yeah.
But if they say, we give it to you, we just ask your help to do a post, but we got no budget to pay you lah.
Yeah.
And sometimes we will do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one might be a little bit clearer towards the clearer side of
because
things.
it's like commercial versus expense, right?
Yeah.
Your income versus expense kind of thing.
Yeah. The one that
Even-
I don't post, then it leads towards the unclear part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think like I think that part really just needs to be a bit more clarity there. Because I think even if, let's say, for the brand or whoever who gives you the gift, there's monetary value attached there. Which one, is whichever they determine. But then to you, technically, it is a free gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even if it's commercial, right? Commercial value there is part of your compensation that you receive this, right? That's still not money, So maybe your entire total package, let's say it's 5 figures, but the majority of that is that item, or they just tell you that your compensation is maybe just $500, but then the item itself is that what they compensate you for long term kind of stuff, So then how do you do that, right?
I throw another curveball. What if, right? Okay, so just now we divide the two.
Yeah.
What if now say that I give you something, you don't need to post. Okay? Like maybe the person tells me, hey, this is for you just because I appreciate you. You don't need to post anything. Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I choose to post. Then where does it go? I choose to post. It is my choice.
Yeah. Because I know like when in tax law, it is important how you categorize things also. Right? Because let's say like I know they are content creators, some of them they do still work on individual like freelance basis, but there are many who set up their own companies. Sole proprietor. And that actually how you categorize things that you receive and you spend on, your company wise, you can get certain benefits and taxation clauses out of that, So So then again, like you said, like you received the gift, it was just appreciation. Then you chose to post it. What is that for? Right.
It gets even more grayer, right?
Oh, yeah.
But the part where you mentioned about like, okay, let's say if we adopt the process of, okay, whatever things that you get, you just list it out and then you categorize it back to like post, no post, commercial or whatever category it is, and then you just show it out, right?
Yeah.
My thought is that what's the value in doing that? Is that just more unnecessary administrative work?
Yeah. So I read this article once. It's a comment about why all of the reasons why like SST was implemented.
Okay.
Right. So sure, SST, we just see it as 5-6% increase. In general, we just need to pay it, right? But it also forces the government, not to say the government, the companies, consumers, whoever, to be a lot more transparent about what is actually being spent. And every single year, LHDN will say how much tax is estimated, unreported, So SST actually helped to bring down that number quite a lot because you're forced to do this, otherwise you cannot operate in that industry. Like one example is actually like advertising. So there was one point where you need to pay tax to do, let's say, Facebook or Meta ads, Google ads all of these are taxable.
Mm.
So then there's a specific calculation towards it,
Mm.
you know. And then, but sometimes you're just writing these things and then you're not clear, and advertising can go up to huge amounts,
Mm.
you know. So then like, if you don't report that, then that's it. Imagine one company for one campaign runs like 100,000,
Mm.
you know, then you multiply by how many companies out there are, right? So SST forced people to actually report that and then reduce the amount of, you know, unreported taxes out there.
Mm.
So then it helped to do that. So maybe in a way it helps to serve as like a better check and balance. It's a bit more paperwork for, I would say, creators to do. Definitely if they want to do that kind of a documentation, you know. But then like it could be better you know, documentation to see how avoid all these unreported cases. And also I see on the flip side, the benefit is that if the government has more clarity about the spending habits or the, you know, of just how commercial brands do promotion and so on, right? Actually that's something that might I would say influence the way they strategize their digital economy expenditure, you know, the budgets that come up. You know, then they say, hey, there's actually quite a huge chunk of amount being earned by these content creators here in terms of this. And maybe it's bigger than they expected.
Mm.
Right. So then it's like maybe, you know, content creators can be seen as a more major part of the economy in Malaysia. Then there's something to grow for like Malaysia as government, you know. So yeah.
I think if we were to, so we talked a lot, we laid a lot of foundations in our conversation on what if this, what if that, and there are no answers to a lot of things. But what if we move our conversation towards what the solution could be, right? In my opinion, I think that what is the best way to manage this is that keep whatever that is clearly monetary income or financial income, financial gains to be must be declared lah, right? Rather than trying to go the gray area of like, oh, what if you receive a gift in kind, this and that, how? And there's a lot of questions around like, I received the gift in kind, let's say it's a Epic PC 20K, it's probably taxable and I need to pay for the tax. I pay for the tax when I didn't even pay for the PC, and I probably don't even need this PC.
Yeah.
It's just a thank you very much.
Yeah.
Right? Something like that. So to me, whatever that is clearly stated that, okay, monetary transaction, so be it. I think that would be the best solution. I'm not sure why is there a lot of I'm not sure why did they put down like the gifts together. I think that just opens up a whole Pandora box.
Yeah. Maybe it could be that the gifts, some of the gifts are monetary. You know? Could it?
Like how?
Let's say like they just give you so I would say they will compensate you, you know, based on, let's say your content creator use campaign. They pay you certain fees for promotion and so on. Right. Then sometimes they just give you a sort of bonus instead. Right. And that bonus could really be just monetary wise.
Okay.
Right. Right.
In other words, they pay you for
but it's
post the content or whatever that they give you.
So let's say your content posted,
right,
and then it went really well, and they say then they want to give you a bonus. They just give you extra money for that.
Or like on top of the gift.
Yeah. So no, the gift not is on top of the compensation, but that is, they call it just a gift. I give you a gift. Yeah. So it could be that case, you know.
Right.
Or just thinking off the top of my head, there is kind of drawing on straws really, which is like, let's say you win something, right? Let's say you win that PC, then you don't want the PC, you want monetary instead. And they give you, but the value, usually what happens sometimes is that the value, they give you monetary, but of course, if the PC is 20K, maybe they just give you like 5K. You know, it might be that kind of deal that you can arrange. Then they give it to you.
Right.
You know, so that's a gift also.
Right.
You know, that you want. So maybe there are a lot of cases like that that's happening. You know, so because I've heard of sometimes this happens, but I don't really have clarity how often. You know? Yeah, so who knows, maybe it really is often enough that, you know, that's why they are putting out that kind of thing.
I guess to LHDN's point of view is that it doesn't matter how often
Yeah,
it happens.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah.
So if it happens, then it happens. Then you should declare that amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, in that sense, then it should be declared because
Yeah.
there's solid monetary value to it.
Yeah.
Now, from a content creator POV, also sometimes I would get gifts, and then all I need to do is I create the content, and then I tag affiliates, right? And then I don't earn anything, right? But as people buy that product, I earn a small percentage.
The commission, right?
Correct. It can go as low as like even 3%, even 5%, 8%, whatever it is lah. And the absolute number sometimes is not even, sometimes even few cents only, depending on what the value of the item is based on the percentage. So yes, I know that it's super low, but it's monetary value. I agree that has to be declared.
Yeah.
And I cannot assume that just because I assume, I just earn a few bucks, like just my teh tarik money, off of affiliates, that I don't need to pay tax. No, I should declare. Again, the rule of thumb is that whether you pay or not is a separate story. Yeah, that one I clearly agree. Yeah. But of course, how it's being tracked and all that, well, that's a totally different conversation also lah. And then it gets complicated.
So I think I think in the end of the day, tax, right, is in the end, government collects taxes to build kind of like a strategy of how they should help out the growth of economy next year. Right. So I think you mentioned some of the benefits and incentives that the government has rolled out that. I don't think it's directly related to content creators, but it's just incentives that could be received. Right. But I'm curious because as a content creator, right, what are the kind of incentives that you think if the government rolled out could be really beneficial for? I think maybe not the high-end ones, but the ones who are just starting, they want to start.
Wow, good question.
Yeah, because we're talking about tax. In the end, tax is used for what? It's used to benefit the growth of economy.
Correct. It has to roll back somehow.
So how do you, like, maybe the now is that you can get all these incentives, but they're not directly linked to content creators. But what if the government did that? What do you think you would appreciate? Like, let's say you were just starting, kind of thing.
You know what? This is also a very difficult one, right? Because I think it's not only me lah, right? I think a lot of content creators out there, they so successful is subjective, but basically they got something out of what they are doing as a content creator solely based on their hard work. You can say that, maybe some people have network connection, whatever, but the baseline is that it all started from them, right? Has there been any intervention in between from the government to really boost up content creators? Not really, I guess. If there's any, also it came from either the platform or the brands itself that help to support these content creators. Cool. But from the government side, I don't think there has ever been such a thing lah. At least in my point of view lah. But for you who has also managed KOLs and all that, right? Do you have an opinion on this?
I think there are certain, I would say, grants that could be used actually, because I know MDEC offers some grants for like just creation and creators in general. Those are some things that you can tap into, but it's not directly linked to KOLs. Again, it's like, I would say, let's say you want to do a piece of content that has some kind of maybe social impact and so on, or let's say, I think when it comes to bodies like ESI, KBS, they have given out grants for esports, and you can use those to involve content creators, because there is right now, I think, a more push towards like esports in the government's eyes. It's not just the tournaments itself, but it is also content creation. I think how I would bucket it is anything that's digital economy, digital creations in esports itself. That's kind of what they are moving towards when it comes to just grants and so on. You know, so I think indirectly the government, you can get these things. It's a bit more hard, I think, harder work for content creators. You need to build like maybe a program or a campaign around it, you know. But as long as you have a company, and I think if you have eyeballs, you have a big advantage to receive that grant, because they want it to be used for a lot more exposure nowadays. You know, you need these to be impactful, and you know, digitally eyeballs is how you quantify it, right? So yeah. So far, like those are the ones that I've seen like utilize. You can get some for MDEC and ESI KBS. These are the grants, you know. Can you
Right.
But directly, that's the one that I think for me is I'm curious to see whether, if let's say all this kind of filing and reporting happens, and then they say content creators are becoming a huge part of this, you know, then what would they do to enhance and spur it on, you know? Because it's stuff like, you know, Cradle, Magic, and so on that help startups. Will they choose to, they want to help out content creators as well? Right. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a interesting angle. I actually kind of had the back of my mind the word grant when you asked me that question, but maybe because I have not, personally, I have not utilized any grants. Not like I have pitched for it, although I've got some invites to pitch for it before this. But I'm like, okay, maybe it wasn't just it just wasn't the right time at that time. But that's a good point. I think the easy way is to say that, you know, put up specific grants for what. But now that we're on this topic, maybe we can talk about some of the areas that the grants can really help. And we also need to think of the bigger picture economy, not only just helping this one small thing when the grant is being put out, right? I think, and I'm going to also challenge myself on this as well. What if the grant is to say that, okay, build an e-commerce platform?
Yeah.
Like people do this live stream that they sell stuff and all that, right? And it generates income for the individual. Obviously, the income is also for the overall economy, lah, right? Now, this is me challenging myself as well, that there's also a debate that too much spending through these platforms also hurt the market, because sometimes they throw price. And it's not the platform's fault, lah. It is the people who supply the ones. Maybe they come from overseas, and because they have maybe, I don't know, their supply chain is very, very lean, or they're super large, whatever it is, that makes it like they can throw price. So if you were to buy it from a local Malaysian made vendor, this item for 10 ringgit, for example, the other party from overseas, because they have mass generation, their cost is super low, they can sell for like $5, even though the thing comes from overseas. And then it also hurts the local vendors as well. So this is where I'm also kind of like, is that the right grant to give or not? Maybe can be refined.
I think that like when it comes to this kind of questions, right? In the end of the day, for me at least, I'll go back to, in the end of the day, what can digital content creators, how can they fit in terms of like contributing towards the economy in general, right? So of course, the most direct one everybody uses to do promotions and sales, right? So when doing promotions and sales, there's stuff that just to make my product known out there. I think that's always the number one thing that most creators are used for, right? Then further down, those who are really good, they will be like, hey, I can use it for these creators really can move my product, right? Which is great. Then I think end of the day is like, maybe the first step really is to yes, you do want to make sure that these grants and stuff help Malaysia economy, prioritize that. But maybe the first step is that, can you help the creators first? You I would say incentivize them to move towards this kind of, I would say, thinking or kind of approaches when they do stuff. It's not just, I would say, like, because most creators are very, I just want to promote your brand. Selling your product is not really my priority. But in the end of the day, right, every single brand out there, right, they will want to work with you more if you can move their product. You know. So
I'm getting brainstorms here, but
yeah.
go
So
on.
so for me, it's like, okay, we, like you said, there are countries or just companies out there that they can throw price wars and so on. Right? Sure. They will beat every smaller player out there. Right? But then you gotta start somewhere when it comes to just moving stuff, right? Sure, maybe you cannot avoid that yet, but you incentivize those digital creators, get them to move from I just want to promote your brand towards I can help you push your product. I build my service not just around moving your product as well as promoting your brand, you know. And I think the cool part is there are a lot of, I would say, case studies out there that show that one way to help businesses and grow economy is, sure, you go on price war. You know, in the end, is who's the cheapest, you win, more or less, right? The other method is just to sell based on influence. I mean, I think some of the very good examples out there, one of it is this energy drink called Prime. It is 20 ringgit. I think if you go
super expensive.
Yeah, and then it's launched by Mr. Beast, right?
Prime Mr. Beast,
I think it's Mr. Beast.
Prime is the prime drink, Lin.
It's not Mr. Beast, eh?
The prime drink is by who? A Logan Paul. Yes, yes. Mr. Beast is the chocolate.
Oh, right. Okay.
Feastable.
Yeah. So like these are things that are backed by creators, you know. So there is an angle there where it's just, they call it creator economy for a reason. Because in the end it goes back to, why do people buy things? So sometimes you buy because you just want the cheapest one out there. Sure, there are a lot of people out there. But some buy because they like and resonate with what this product represents. And part of that representation is the creators.
Right.
You know? Yeah,
and whatever that you say actually is opening up more thoughts for me also, right?
Yeah.
Suddenly I thought that, okay, so like giving a grant to boost until the point that somebody can come up with their own physical product, like the drinks, all that.
Yeah.
I feel that, okay, that may be a bit very far.
Yeah.
You need a lot more expertise than just being a content creator.
Yeah.
But maybe something simple, like, let's say, now I can just think of like tourism.
Yeah.
You just release grants of like, okay, I just want UGCs out there, user-generated content, mass, just pay a visit to Museum Negara.
Yeah.
And, take footages of your experience there, and then you post it out, and the grant will give you X amount lah. Yeah, whatever it is, right? And maybe museum, maybe like the zoo, all these local cool places that can be showcased.
Actually, there are a lot of these kind of places in Malaysia that I would say it used to be people would know about it and then you want to go there, right? And recently only I heard that there are actually a lot of cool exhibitions happening in these places. But I never hear about it. In I would say social media or typical. I know about it because I have friends who are in the art industry that tell me this thing is happening. Oh, wow, okay. If I didn't have that circle of friends, I would never know about it. So imagine, like you say, if you get just content creators to just do UGC, go there and say that these things are happening. Actually still cool stuff happening there, then like that's a reason for you to be able to go.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
So I can see that the term grant, right, is basically, if let's say if you work with a corporate brand, it's basically their marketing budget. But this one is with a social purpose.
And it's very a specific thing. Because I think when it comes to marketing, there's so many different things you use it for. But grants is a specific thing. And I think, like you said, if you prioritize Malaysia, tourism is a really good place to start.
Yeah, and this year we have like the theme Visit Malaysia 2026, right? Yeah, I think it's actually an amazing idea. Put it out there, get all your micro content creators. They don't need to be the super big ones, just go for it. And just go mass. One piece of content, maybe 1,000 views, but you multiply it with 100 people. It's cool.
And then it's like, I think everybody also brings their own perspective. Because I think a lot of I would say brands or entities out there just look at the views. Sure, I mean, you get maybe one huge celebrity to promote it. You get the prestige, the status, and so on, the views. But that is also very based on what they like, their preference. But maybe their preference might be a bit disconnected towards the everyday person, what they are looking for.
Yeah.
And usually it is the people who are the creators who are like just starting out. They are the ones on the ground going there, these places, and showing you like the authentic local experience. You know, so I think that is something that is sometimes really hard to find. And imagine you get 100 people doing that. You get 100 different perspectives.
Oh yeah.
And then how many gems can you like, you know, they all probably have you know, something unique about what they do. Right? They found something that they were like, oh wow, I didn't know this thing exists.
Yeah.
Then this other creator, they're like, maybe we start feeding off each other. They're like, oh, that's it, I gotta see this, you know? Yeah, then there's even more, it builds that momentum coming up. So
yeah. And maybe from somebody who's like still finding their way on like, oh, what sort of content I want to create. Then maybe they find themselves like, hey, you know, me as a travel creator, suddenly it works. Then from there you spark them also, and then it will just continue from there. That can happen also. And with that small incentive, they can upgrade their equipment. Doesn't need to be expensive equipment. Or that can be, you know, a simple button mic that costs like $300 is damn good already. All that. That's actually pretty amazing. I can now like branch out so many, right? Like Malaysia, we always talk about food. Foodie creators.
I mean, KL foodie.
They want too much money already.
I mean, but they technically they started from the same roots. You know?
True.
They believe in organic. It's essentially what they do is UGC. Because they are not like doing those high end production shots. They're not. They're just going out there and looking at this is food that you want to see, and they're it's just the way they showcase it is like as if it's on your plate. It's how you're going to be eating and consuming it, you know. And they just maybe have a bit more behind the scenes access to the kitchens and so on. But you know, that's kind of what it is, and I think food is a huge culture in Malaysia, right? So,
yes, and those whether you're SMEs or small medium businesses or what, like imagine like, okay, government has this guy, and then all of a sudden you are the shop owner, and then like, hey, a few content creators UGC show up for free because, well, technically it's being paid by the grant. And it's like, wow, free marketing, thank you, right?
And the magic is I don't just limit that grant to be applied for by content creators. Let the SMEs apply for it as well. As long as you use content creators in a specific way, you know, to promote, you know, maybe your food or your different categories that they outline, then you involve content creators, then, you know, you do that. So essentially, because a lot of, I would say, SMEs, what they need is just this small micro boost. They don't need huge things. Because like let's say you just started, you open a restaurant. Sure, you suddenly the next day you get like from 10 customers a day, you get 1,000 people lining out. You'd be happy, right? But I think your problem also would be, can you supply them, right?
That's a separate problem.
But like
it's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have. But I think it also affects like the experience as well. So what I mean is that they might not need 1,000 people to line up. They just need from 10 to 20. And those micro boosts that these grants, like you said, can do from UGC, right, is what's going to give that level of 10 to 20, 20 to 30 boost that they need. That they need, and they can actually meet the demand. You know? So a lot of these, I'm pretty sure a lot of these SMEs, they really appreciate this kind of initiatives, you know? And who knows? That might be the next thing to, you know, be the next avenue to help just boost up this whole.
And imagine this, right? And if we fall back to our initial topic of like tax towards like creators, well, as the government then is a bit more transparent for them to track lah. Like, oh, you paling kurang also you receive this grant, this X amount of money. So let's talk about now LHDN stuff later on lah, right? Which I think is okay. Well, of course, provided whether they have the system to track or not. That one, we'll leave that as a separate conversation.
But I think in the end of the day, you pay tax, and then you always hope to get some incentive to help you grow as well. Because tax is in the end is to help grow the economy, and we as citizens, creators, you are citizens of Malaysia, you benefit from that as well. Right. So these are how I think they could really help to just boost. This is how government can use these kind of things. And probably like you mentioned, these grants, they're not directly towards content creators. They can be through different avenues, but they can flow towards content creators in the end.
Yeah, it can be also through like a agency that manages content creators. Yeah, it works too.
Yeah, so in the end, it's like but if you don't start to report these things properly, then the government will be like, oh, maybe they're not a significant enough mover or changer, to help boost this kind of economy. Then we will just put our resources elsewhere. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Then
the due diligence has to be there.
Yeah. Because we can talk about it. Yeah, people like I do marketing. People always say content creators are huge, create the economy, all these kind of things. But then the government will be like, oh, when is this coming back to Malaysia, right? Then you want me to help? I really do, because I believe this, but I also need to see proof. And the proof is LHDN. Right.
Yep.
Show me the impact there, then I'll believe you, because this is, you only want to report when it's actually true. Right. So yeah.
I really like that thought about how that grant can be used. Yeah.
But I think for most creators who start off, they always think about like brand deals. Is the thing that most people will look towards, because it's easy to do, it's very straightforward. And you're not really tied to any KPIs when it comes to sales. It's mostly, usually is at most views.
Correct.
Views or clicks, if let's say however the negotiation goes, right?
Yeah.
But imagine if you have incentive, all these extra incentives, right? You said you could maybe build towards your own prime. Your own product out there. Not that scale, but you have something to start with. And it all comes from there, right?
What you said just reminds me of something. So also to put out there for the information for everyone. Okay, anyway. So I received this sort of deal before, right? Okay, so this deal is, say, this product, right? This product, they would, I'll need to buy the product from them first. Step 1, buy the product from them. Pay them their retail price. Step 2, I create the content, tag affiliate. Okay. Step 3, if I sell X amount of the product, which is a minimum amount of whatever it is, 5 or whatever, then they would refund the money that I used to buy the product with back. Yeah, and then whatever incentives I get from affiliate marketing from there, I get to keep it. So it's almost like what do you want to call it? A guarantee, not a guarantee. What do you want to call it? It's almost like
I think some
like
brands,
a deposit, or
some brands you see it like a minimum guarantee.
It's like a minimum guarantee thing.
Guarantee.
So then I know we've already passed that discussion of the gray area, but I also want to put in that these sort of deals do exist.
Yeah.
Whether you agree as a content creator or not is up to the person. I just say that deal I didn't agree lah. Yeah, just saying right.
Actually, I'm curious to dig into that. Like,
all right.
What are the factors that would make you agree or not agree when it comes to that?
To me, I didn't want to commit to the X amount of sales.
Okay.
Although I understand sales is important to the brand that I work with or whoever we work with. At the end of the day, they need to make money as well.
Yeah.
However, if it's like, somehow I need to put my own money first, I think to me that's the first red flag lah, right?
Okay.
I need to put my own money first. That's the first red flag. I don't know in the industry is how okay is that in your opinion?
I think this really it is a tactic that is deployed by different
Okay, disclaimer,
brands.
that's not a scam. It's
Yeah.
legit. I met in
Yeah.
front. I've seen the product, whatever. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's more of it's a tactic. Because sometimes how do you say, brands can view creators in a few different kind of like lenses, right? The first one is definitely everyone knows that creators, if you want awareness, definitely is the way to go. You know, you can get awareness from there, no problem from there. If you want things like sales, then that would be tricky because and why companies might move towards there is that maybe this line, right, isn't something that is like, let's say, like their priority. People sometimes they call it the hero product. You know, like they have hundreds of SKUs out there. Then usually they will always choose a hero product to spend most of their marketing budget on. And that is where you will see deals which is like, hey, I will just pay you this X amount, help me get awareness because I already have a lot of promotions lined up to push people to buy these things, my product later on. So I just need you to make people aware of my product, you know. But there are other deals which is a bit more less budget. That's where the push to drive sales is a bit more higher, a bit more aggressive. So then they will offer deals which is like you mentioned, which is I'm not sure whether your product, I'm not sure whether your audience will really buy my product or not. You know, but I'm sure that you're definitely a good candidate within this space. But how many of my products will be sold through you, I'm not sure. So it's like they want to do a testing round. So the way that their budgets are formed, they can only choose creators who are willing to accept these kind of deals. You know, so then that's why it exists. Right. Whether it's right or not, I think to be very honest, I think like as long as there's somebody willing to go with it, I think that's fine as well. Because sometimes there are creators who they need that initial thing, and maybe the product also is something that they themselves want to use or use regularly. It kind of makes sense as well. It's a good fit. You know, they use it regularly, then they buy it, they purchase it, they do content around it, and then if they are passionate about it, and then they in-depth knowledge, right? Then it's good for them, for the brand, because the content is high quality there. You know, then the sales, well, that's where they see how much you go along for from there. So,
Right.
yeah.
I guess if my intention, memang I want to buy the product anyway.
Yeah.
It's an amazing deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a warranty that I will get my money back.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's an amazing deal. But if it's like, the product is just another product and I'm probably not going to use it on my own, I didn't intend to want to use it anyway, then you'll be like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's sort of thing. Yeah. But again, I understand that brands need to make money as well. And at the end of the day, they need to sell something. So at least for me, right? If I would still do my stuff, and I would honestly give my opinion about this product. Excuse me. I'll still honestly give my opinion about whatever that I have, right? And I'll just put affiliate links, which is nobody needs to commit themselves to it. If they find that, hey, they can resonate with the product, they like it, they buy it through my affiliate link, I earn a small commission here and there. But at the same time, the report will show that, hey, you know what? From my honest review, people trust that and they purchase and they felt that they have the need for it. Well, it becomes a good report lah, good number to the brand lah at the end of the day. Yeah. So in that sense, that because there's no obligation, but instead it is seen as a bonus to the brand.
Yeah.
I think for me as a creator, I'm more comfortable with that lah. Yeah. If it's like, okay, you must sell, then I think and this may be different for different individuals, like my personal path as a content creator is not towards that. Maybe some people is like, okay, I become a content creator because I want to earn money. Full stop. Then so be it, right? Then they will do anything it makes to sell, even if a a deal like that comes, that okay, then they will look at it from the lens of like, okay, yes, I can buy from you first, and then only I promote as a content creator. Then I will start to think of like, how much can I sell this? How much demand could there be in the market for your product? Then I'll look at it from a different lens. But because me as a content creator, my main priority is not to sell products, it's just to share something that I find nice. Then that's why I don't think of it from like, oh, okay, I'm from a business sense lah, and I will try to, engineer it lah. Basically, I probably won't. So I guess that really depends on who that creator is, what their purpose of doing content is. Yeah.
I guess like one thing I'm curious is that as a content creator yourself, right? When let's say these taxes come in and then like, you're hit by it, then of course, there is that thing where fine, you need to now report everything here and there, but you do that already, so that is fine.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. I want to pause there, right?
Okay.
I do that already now because a lot of things are more easy to calculate because they're just money, income that I get. So the dollars and cents is easy to report. But if it's like in-kind gifts,
right,
I don't know how to report. So that's number one, right? I don't know. Number two, how much administrative work will I need to do to report that?
Right.
Like, do I need to keep track every single item? Because let's say if it's monetary, right? I just open up my bank statement and then I'll be able to see what's the money in, and it's a little bit more easier for me to have an overall to do whatever calculations I need.
Yeah.
But if it's like item here, item there, and it's all stacked up in my storeroom,
Oh wow.
what sort of administrative work do I need to put in as a creator to report on that?
And who knows whether the gift is still there? You might have given it out to somebody else.
Exactly, right? Exactly, right? I could have met a friend and I just, you need a power bank, just take it. I got like 10 at home or something like that. Yeah.
This is like you gotta do inventory already. Right.
Wow. Then as a content creator, okay, imagine this, right?
Yeah.
Then if I need to do all the administrative work, it's GG. Because creating contents itself is already quite heavy.
And actually your priority is creating content, not doing this administrative stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, the filing of it is already so easy to do. So it's very convenient. But if you need to,
inventory,
document all this inventory that you have, wow, that's going to be a hassle.
Do I need to hire an admin to do that?
Yeah, and
then that's cost to me.
And then like how many creators can afford admin?
Yeah, what if you are a small creator?
Yeah.
You just sell perfume, not even sell lah. You're right, right? What if your following is maybe 1,000 following, and then the perfume that you promote is people give you maybe in kind, if not they give you toll money.
Oh wow.
Then how? Then you have to hire an admin?
Yeah.
Just because you have stacks of perfume at home.
I really not do content.
You're just like, I'm done.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Yeah. Or you want to do the admin yourself. Good luck. Then your main role doesn't move.
Yeah, and then what's the? I think another reality is like, first is your inventory even like neatly stacked somewhere.
Let's not even get there.
It's like usually officers, they will have this room, you stack stuff there,
And you have somebody that takes care of the inventory.
Yes. Yeah, and then but I mean, if you're a content creator, like you said, your priority is do content. Hey, I opened this box. Oh, the thing's no longer here. Did I even have it in the first place? So yeah, well, that goes down another rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's another rabbit hole by itself, right? Yeah. I guess that's why I fall back to just keep it simple. Whatever that has monetary transactions, that's that.
Yeah, actually that is the easiest.
Yeah.
Right. That's the easiest. And then or I think what we will really need to wait for is how do they categorize what gifts really is?
Oh man.
Right? Like you say, if it's really just monetary gifts that you're receiving, right? Then sure, then that is very straightforward, very easy to go understand. But if it's all this random stuff that you're getting, then sometimes they give you this guy is like, hey, I sell pens, I give you a pen, you know.
Yeah.
Or today, like, hey, you know, I produced this very specialized like mic that you can use for your phone. Then like maybe you get like I don't know, hundreds of those throughout the year. Then my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Lin would know, right? At some point, it's like, oh, when we do mic, there's like, oh, one mic after another mic, another mic, another mic, another mic. I have like a batch of mics that, you know, yeah, they're there, but they don't, you know.
Or you get the same mic twice.
Oh yeah, I have got that before. Yeah, I got the same
my
mic twice.
gosh.
And how does that work, right? Yeah, how does that work? So
Right. Yeah.
that's why. Don't complicate it.
Yeah.
Just keep it simple. If there's money in, money out, that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because you worked in HR, so then like you would know how messy it is to just go through that whole like, even just for payroll is already a hassle. Right?
Correct.
Because it's your PCB, your other incentives here and there. You
Yep.
know.
And then there are also things that, what is taxable, what is not taxable in the first place. Claims are not taxable.
Yes.
Allowances are.
Yes.
Then you have all that breakdown.
Yeah, and it's how you categorize in your pay slip, how everything goes in here. And it's the same thing, right? So like we need to make it easy. Clear about what that is. Then then that'll be good. Right.
Yep. Yep. To me, it would have been as for the past 1 hour we've been talking about this.
Yeah.
The end conclusion actually is to simplify.
Yeah.
Whatever in and out, that's it.
Yeah.
If it needs to be shaped in the future to or they found a model to like, okay, this is a clear model for gifts.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about like your TikTok gift, you know, those roses or that is not that, because that has monetary value.
Yeah.
This is gifts like, oh, I give you a pack of chocolate. That kind of gift. Then leave that aside first. That one, keep it as like phase, the next phase, once someone figure out how to actually have a clear cut to that.
Right. Actually on that, you know, you stumble across something that at least if what they mean gifts is really those roses and stuff that you get, you know?
Oh, but based on the articles release, it's clear that even if you receive something in kind, that is the one that kena.
Okay, right.
Yeah. The ones that, I go on live stream and somebody sends me a donation,
right?
Then that one is monetary.
Okay.
Quite clear monetary. However, of course, if I want to go down that rabbit hole there, I would say that, okay, so number one, platform takes a cut already.
Yeah.
And platform takes, sometimes the cut is quite hefty.
Yeah.
By the time it reaches the creator, it's like peanuts. But of course, from another point of view is that if it's peanuts, you just declare the peanuts and then they'll say that, okay, peanuts, never mind, you can keep it.
Yeah.
But if let's say if the peanuts become like a whole cake, and then from a cake it becomes like a whole factory of peanuts, then sure. The government has the right to say, hey, maybe we could, get some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of that dough.
Some of that dough.
Which I think is fair then.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's the absolute value that is received by the creator.
True.
Doesn't matter how many percentage that the platform actually takes.
True.
Because that, to me, I see it as the same concept as you want to run a business, you rent a shop lot.
Yep.
The platform is the shop lot.
Yep.
Yeah. And also, I think you would know this, right? In malls, there are two ways of running rental business. The first way is the normal, like, okay, I charge you a fixed amount every month. That is the rental, straightforward. There's another model that charges you based on your income.
Yeah.
So for platforms like TikTok, Facebook, whatever, they charge your live stream gifts of a percentage. We can think of it as the second model that I shared just now.
Yep. True.
So again, comes back to, even though if it's live stream gifts, it is still monetary value.
Yeah.
Just look at that, it's good enough. Even though if it's YouTube, you if you get views through your YouTube videos, there's AdSense in it. That's that. If you have a website and you earn monetary through AdSense from a website, also yes, it is clear cut.
Maybe you should log in to LHDN and see like whether new categories have appeared.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I will surely need to do that soon because it is Q1 of the year. I'm just waiting for EA forms from from my uni and all that. So that normally once I get all that, only a one time do lah. Instead of like going in back and forth. As long as I do it before the deadline.
Yeah.
But that's a good point though. Maybe if next time I log in, I see something, then we can talk about it lah.
Because I think LHDN has been quite proficient when it comes to that, right? The descriptions that they list down of what needs to be, what is counted as this portion that you need to report, be it in terms of the incentives and also the income received, right? So yeah. But there isn't anything that you need to tell LHDN like I'm a content creator. Nothing, right? You don't need.
No,
declaration of
just say that how much money I earn.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't recall whether like before that or maybe in the overarching I need to tell or at least categorize what industry I am in. But it's clearly not as specific as like I'm a content creator.
Right.
Because I guess also what if somebody has 2-3 jobs? Then I guess the breakdown becomes too complicated. So I guess to simplify, just tell me how much you earn. It doesn't matter how many jobs you do. You do 10 jobs, that's your problem. But you just tell me how much you earn overall. I think that's easier for LHDN.
The only one that I noticed was that, for my one of this is filing in terms of how much you earn as like if you're an employee under a company and how much you earn as a non-employee. That's kind of the only split that I've seen there. But then like content creator specific, no, I've never seen that one before.
So the form has in the categories that you mentioned, there are two, right? One is the I forgot what's the code already. It's like BE or something. So there's like if you're employed, if you're unemployed, punya income. Right. So I have these two also that I do based on what are the jobs that I do lah. So I guess that's down to individuals on how they manage that.
Because I know somewhere down there is one portion that is like gifts. There is one portion there.
But that's also monetary.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's the thing. It is still monetary. It's how much you can really calculate hard, money that you received. But in terms of, like you said, the in-kind, all that.
The items.
Yes. We're not sure. It's nothing that is that.
Correct.
So who knows, there might be one new column there. And then
list out all your items and the value. Then you know what will happen after that? A lot of people suddenly you will see on threads and all that offering their service to be your inventory specialist, freelance inventory specialist, whatever.
You know what? My first question would be like, do you even have record of those things that you receive?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because they're just like items. They're like, okay, I'm done with it. Then either I use it or it's in the storeroom. Whatever lah.
Yeah, I think what's gonna happen, right, is that say somebody goes to your storeroom, they'll be, is this a gift or is this something you bought?
I don't know which one.
Right. Then you know what?
Okay, I probably know lah.
Then what's gonna happen is, let's say you hire somebody to do that, right? They will be like, you call this number lah. Ask them to check the record whether they send me as a gift or not. But that's the only way to really validate, right?
And then you call this number to validate which breakdown is it. Is this gift with commercial intention, gift without commercial intention, door gift,
or the door gift's going to be a nightmare to track.
And then exactly, and then from like door gift, did you post content or not? No post content.
Oh my god.
Wow. Imagine that.
How many events off the top of your head do you attend last year?
Don't ask me.
How many events do you guys go?
No. Yeah.
Imagine I'm pretty sure at almost every event you get a dog gift, right?
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Even if somebody comes in, I give you a lanyard. I was like, is that?
Yeah.
Is it
how to count
actually?
that?
Wait. Is there a dog gift? Is there a dog gift? Because you didn't actually walk in. You walked in, but it's not official invite. You know,
they
but
give you
they
a
just
lanyard?
give you. I got a pin. I give you lah. Like you know the pins that you give out, right?
Yeah. How does that count? So yeah, like what you say, right? Is lanyard, right? So a lanyard, and then I just post a story. I take lanyard, and then I was like, "Thank you for the lanyard. Looks cool."
Yeah.
What does that count as?
Yeah. Then, but what if those that you take right, but you never post?
Then what does it count as?
Yeah.
So this comes back to the all breakdown that we talked about.
Yep.
Just keep it as money in, money out. That's it.
Yeah.
Life is simple.
Yeah. Let's hope it's done that way, lah. You know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, then I'll definitely, when we start filing tax, right? Next thing I get a message from you is, oh my gosh, guess what?
Okay. As the article has been released around all this, right, I don't think they have implemented it yet.
Yeah.
Because they only mentioned, they didn't say that, okay, it's going to start this date.
Yeah.
They did not. They just say that, okay, this
true.
is the thing that we want to do, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But they didn't say when. So when they didn't say when, that means that they could, that means they could just be like, okay, we throw it out to the public, see what everyone says.
Yeah.
And they watch our podcast, and then they now know that, this is what you talk about.
Yeah. But it is very true. It would be quite ridiculous for, let's say you receive anywhere between 1,000 like gifts, be it the random lanyard or pins here and there, whatnot.
Yeah, Lin will make sure every perfume that he gets, he makes sure that he charges 1,000 ringgit per perfume now. If not, he needs to pay for tax when he didn't even earn anything. Yeah, right. And then all of a sudden he has to pay for tax.
Gosh.
So yeah. Yeah, they didn't fulfill obligations lah, right? Basically.
Oh wow.
Also
That's another thing. Again, is that
is that counted as?
Yeah.
Then we're going down the rabbit hole again.
Yeah. It's that same thing, right? But yeah. But like he said, I think hopefully they do implement something that is easy to track and report on. Then that way, like if it's something along the lines of how e-filing is being done, that would be perfect.
You know what? Now that I think about it, if I'm like the LHDN shoes, right?
Yeah.
Why did I release this statement first? It's because I want to get market sentiment.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm doing a market survey without spending on market survey. I just need to write a press release. That's all.
It could be. You know.
And then you just read all the articles, listen to all the podcasts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they think of. Then they'll refine from there.
Yeah. It could be. Yeah. But yeah, I guess we will only find out when tax day comes along.
Yep.
And then we will see how the form has changed this year.
If there's any surprises,
if any changes at all.
I hope not yet, because there's so many areas that are unanswered, like what we discussed.
I think if it's just the very clear cut, your commercial kind of stuff, you're paid this amount to do this thing, then that one's fine, right? Like you earn your commission, your royalties. There's within contractual agreement, for platforms or any campaigns. That's fine. That's a solid number there that you can report, right? Yeah, but it is the gifts in kind and all the other things that is a bit, those things are worth something, but you technically receive zero money. How do you deal with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Technically receive zero, or technically I have to upfront some cost because maybe they say, I mean, there's so many situations, right?
Yeah.
Come and collect from me lah.
Yeah.
Oh, my travel cost, who's going to pay?
Yeah.
But because I'm willing to, that's my problem, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully it is maybe like you say, it could be just they're trying to get the market sentiment on it
Mm.
and see what happens, right?
Mm.
So yeah, it would be interesting to see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Plus, you talk about money. Definitely, there'll be a lot of reactions from the
Yeah.
market. That's why
Yeah.
I guess it's a not only cost effective way, but also the most genuine way
Yeah,
to get feedback.
yeah,
Rather than you do a focus group, maybe there could be some bias. I don't know.
yeah.
But this
yeah.
one is like you put it out there. All the reactions you see in social media or whatever, super genuine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Good
think
or bad is a separate thing.
it would be interesting closer to tax filing day when they release like a more fine tuned, if they do choose,
Mm.
even more detailed of what the breakdown is and how you should submit and so on. Then yeah.
I don't think they will suddenly implement that.
Okay.
I think if there's any implementation also, it would be when end of the year government announces the budget for 2027.
Mm.
Yeah, that will make sense. Because if you suddenly put it now, like people are not ready, what should they keep track of and all that. So I guess it gets messy. So it's
Yeah.
better to like, okay, now is the data gathering period and then they will debate about it at their level.
Mm.
And then by the end of the year, when the finance minister or the prime minister makes the announcement, that's where the high level is, and then the breakdown would follow up from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also good to, like you said, release it now so that the creators in general, they're ready for it. That this is coming.
Mm.
They already got rid of some of the vagueness there.
Mm.
Is so then they know what is upcoming, and then like you said, you should report, they will report.
Yes. Yes. So
yeah.
I think, do you have anything else to add? If not, I think it's good time for us to wrap it up.
Yeah, I think it's a good wrap.
Okay, so I think I will just summarize it from my point of view is that number one, if you're working freelance, whether it's in esports events freelance, whatever other events freelance and all that, you don't do your PCBs or nobody helps you to do your PCBs, you should still declare your income. Whether you need to pay for tax or not, it is calculated by the system, the e-filing system after that. And there are times that you don't need to pay as well. In fact, because you declare, when government announces, oh, we have a sort of a bantuan for people who are at this income bracket, you could be eligible. So it gives you even more leverage. In fact, the fact that you do that. Number two, on the specific topic of this creator tax, I believe that we are in unanimous agreement that let's look at the clear-cut things first, which is
Yeah.
money in, money out. Let's focus on that.
Yeah.
The in-kind items, we leave it aside for now until we figure out a proper model for it.
Yeah.
And I think the third takeaway for me is that I really love the grant ideas. I had a bit of like, I wasn't sure until you brought up like, yeah, grant, and then we massage the idea. I think if there were any usage of from tax collection back to the economy, the grants idea was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to that, because if the creator economy is in Malaysia is proven to be really, significant, then that could come along.
Yep, and we
Yeah,
have a lot of
yeah.
languages. We can cut across different markets as well.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Malaysia is in a good spot
Yeah.
for different languages, So yeah, many people come to us. So yeah.
Our advantage is our cultural diversity lah.
Yep.
That whether you're from Europe or you're from the eastern side, Japan, Korea, they all can relate to us.
Yeah.
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 But anyway, what are your thoughts about the new tax that the government is looking at? Do leave it in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. Until then, we'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is Podcast Tak Berlesen. Bye-bye.
And also file your tax.
Yes.